part of the video, we finish these two KPIs and we're doing the third one, and then we discovered that we need to write some DAX to get the answers for what we have here. So that's where we'll start from now and leave this for now. We just write the KPIs for the last two stuff, which is the paid, depending, and overdue. And then we also write the KPI and the DAX for this KPI, which is the average shipment time per day. We don't have that yet. We're not using that KPI. We also need to have the average shipment time per day and the average satisfaction score. We don't have this. I will need to compare it by the shipping mode. So we'll do these DAX together and then finalize the formatting of the KPIs and come here and do other things and move to the next page. Okay, so let's start writing. First things first, I'll come here and come to my home and enter data, and I'll call this payments. Yeah. So this will contain all my DAX that are related to payments. So while it's loading, everything's loading. So I'll come here and then I'll do new measure. Right? And the first thing we want to do is we want to get the KPI or the DAX for the total payments that have been made. We already have the total shipment value. So from the total shipment value, we want to check the payments that have been made by their payment status. So I'm going to say status paid and equal to, I'll still use the calculate function, and then I'll say calculate. What I want to do is the total shipment value, which is up here, this one, total shipment value, and I also want to get the status, where the shipment status is, where the shipment or payment status rather is equal to paid, and the status is equal to paid, and I'll close the bracket. Let me copy this and enter. That's one. We've gotten it. This is the first one for the payment status paid. We're going to calculate for the pending, and then we're going to calculate for overdue. Let me hide this. And yeah, so new measure. I'm going to call this status pending, and total shipment where the payment status is pending. Oh, that's going to give me a blank. Pending is G. Not. So this is going to give me a blank, obviously. Nothing. There's no status with pending. Okay, so pending. This makes sense. Let me be sure. Come back to this page and remove this and try to add pending. Okay. Paid. Okay. Yeah. So add the last one. New measure, and I'm going to do this. Just paste this and overdue. The last one we're looking at is overdue. Payment status overdue, and I would always forget this. The status overdue. Okay. The reason why I'm creating these tables or this stuff to house each of my DAX is because I don't want to get confused. When I'm looking for something, I know where to go look for it. Okay, when I'm looking for something, I know where to go look for it. I don't have to start worrying. So when I'm looking for growth rate, I know where to. When I'm looking for shipment related DAX, I know where they are. When I'm looking for payment related DAX, I know where they are. Now that I've calculated the three, I want to now calculate how much or what percentage of this of the total value I've been paid. Okay, so I'm going to calculate the percentage like we've been doing before. So let's take it as a percentage. So I'm going to write a new measure, and this time I'm going to call it percentage of start paid, and I'm going to say equal to, let's divide. I'm going to divide the status paid. Right, so I'm going to divide the status paid by the total shipment value, and I'm going to do 0. Okay, this is going to give me the percentage difference. This divided by this Okay, give me the total percentage that I've been paid. I just copy this, enter. For the next one is going to be pending. Okay, yeah. So I'll just paste this again and call this pending. And here I'll just predict it pending and enter. And we are done with the second. This also will do this one. And here I'm going to call it overdue, and I'm going to say status overdue, and this. So we have this done. So we can quickly format this before we go to the next, and then when we get there, we'll write that other one. And okay, so we have this. So let's come back here and quickly format what we have here. So let's write and do at the same time because of time. So like I said, I would have to ungroup this. As much as I don't even like it, I would have to ungroup this. Or let me see if there's a way I can do it without having to ungroup it. But I will still need to. Okay, let me find a way around it without having to ungroup it. So I'm going to call first this breakdown. I'm going to call it percentage of shipment value. So let me see if I can do this. Percentage breakdown. Let's say percentage of shipment value. Okay, so this is done. So let's start from this, and then I'm going to call this name. I'm going to call it paid. So I'm going to call this page. I'm going to call this paid. I'm going to change the entirety of this to paid. So I know adjust this. Let me see. Can be a little bit tricky, so I'll try to just play around with it. Okay, this is better. Then let's go to the card and just bring in the percentage of payment. So I'm going to do paid. Okay, and I'm going to adjust this to the percentage, and I want one decimal place. This here, I'll do this. I'll change this immediately. Let's just do everything so I don't have to come back to them. One decimal place. Here I'll do percentage for the overdue. Now you will notice that this thing is now lagging a bit to respond because, excuse me, of so many tasks that we're waiting. That's one advantage or disadvantage of writing so much that your stuff will begin to lag. So in a normal day, I would even advise that you just okay. So for the chart, normally what I was saying is that normally I'll just advise that you do multiple amounts, write less tasks as much as you can. But because of this project, we wanted to show you how you can go about doing stuff like this. Okay, so I'm going to change this from this to this. Let me see if I can change. Okay, and from this to pending, change this to pending. Now change this to paid. So instead of deleting it, let me see if I can work around it. I'll change this to paid, then I'll remove this. Okay, better. I think it's better now. Then I can format it. Come to the bar, and for pending, I want it white. I want the border to be there. I want to change the border to this big color. Leave the width as 1. For overdue, I'll change it to white as well. Switch on the border and do this. And for the paid, I'm going to bring in the color. Oh, I think I closed this at some point, so I'll have to bring in the color again. I've tracked color, which is somewhere, it should be somewhere in my. Okay, so this color, in this color, copy, bring it here. Oh yeah, so we have it done. So we've done the first one. Let's do this. Early, I'm going to name this. I'm going to call this pending. And the text, let me start on the text. I'm going to call this pending. Pending. Okay, page pending. Then it's okay. So for this card, I'm going to change it from early to payment, specifically of the payment that's pending. And for this chart, I'm going to change this one to payment that is pending first, payment that is overdue, and then I want to add one more, and that will be the payment that have been made. And I'll pick edit again instead of deleting. I think this one works, it makes it faster. Come to the bar. For the paid, I want to change it to white and switch on the border and do this. Yeah, do this way. For overdue, I want to change it to white as well. Switch on the border, color to this, and then for pending, I'll just change the color to this. Switch this on and do this. So you are done for this. So for this one, I want to change the name to overdue, so I know it's not the same thing from the previous one. Okay, so from the text, I want to change the text to overdue. Okay, and I might just adjust this here a bit. And for the card, I want to call it percentage of payment overdue. And for the chart, I'll just change this to payment. First one, I want to have is payment overdue. This one, probably payment paid, and then add one more payment pending, and format it. Do the same thing over again. Come to this. But depending, I want white. I want the on. I want to change this color to this to make it a little bit not too visible. I can do this to white as well. Switch this on, do this. And for this overdue, I want to change it to this color, our main color. Do this, and we have this. So we have this. See what we have. This is better this way. But what I want to do, I want to now adjust this. Yeah, I've done for overview. Let me do for pending. Let me adjust the text. I'm not renaming. On a good day, I would rename each of this. But now let me just rename the group one itself. So we all know what that means. So I'll just do this. And what I want to do is I want to bring the card. For this, I want to move it from here to here to make it close a bit. Then for the chart, maybe open it up a bit. I think it makes sense now. Okay, so I'll do the same thing for the overdue. Let me select this card, and this card. Okay, and come here and align to the left. Okay, it's in balance. So it's just the chart that I adjust to make this. And then for this part, I'll do this. So I can select the three charts and just make sure they are on the same. I think they are. But let me just align to the left and see. Oh, good. So we have this, and this is beautiful. This is good. This is good. And just okay. So yeah. So we have this, and we have the last one. The last KPI is average shipments. So we need an calculation for this, and we need calculation for this as well, and we also need to bring this thing using DAX. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to copy this one, not the breakdown, the value. Okay, I'm going to Ctrl C and Ctrl V, and then I'm going to drag it here. Now, this one does not have, we did not calculate any growth rate. So let's leave it. Let's delete this growth rate. Then just delete it from there. Then just delete it from there. And here, I'm just going to call this average time on this. So let's come back to our table view, and let's come back to our fact table, and you will see that we have daily delivery time. So from the daily delivery time, we'll get the average time per day, and the other thing we need to calculate is the average score. So we're going to just this score, we're going to just get average satisfaction score. Okay, so let's write. So let me just open another. Let me pick another table. I'm going to call this average. I'll just call this time. Okay, let me call this time. Yes, so it has everything I need to do. I can have everything together, but let me just leave them the way they are. So I'm going to start writing the dots. You can see that we are beginning to get to that point where this is lagging a little bit because of the several tasks that are written. Okay, so let me say, come here, new measure. The first thing to calculate is just the average delivery time. So let's say average, and because it is delivery time, the total average delivery time is what we are looking at, right? So we calculate the average of the delivery time for the completed shipments. Okay, so we can calculate. Yeah, I think that's the best thing. So I'm not the average delivery time because we cannot say those ones have delivery time. So average delivery time, I'm going to say in days, and it's going to be equal to. I'm going to use the calculate function. Calculate, and I want to now do this and say find the average of the fact table delivery time day in days. Okay, then comma, close the bracket, then comma, I find out where the status, shipment status is equal to completed. Then I'll close the bracket and do this. That is one. Okay, so I can also calculate. Let me hide this. Now I can then calculate this and calculate the average satisfaction score. Average satisfaction score, and that will be equal to average. Now you don't need to do average, then I'll just do score, satisfaction score, and then close the bracket and do this. So let's see what we have. Too much DAX, too many DAX. So yeah, because of what we need to achieve, we may have to write 7 of them. Let's see, average satisfaction score is this, and average delivery time is this. This is the average delivery time for the completed shipments. I think we used this. When I was doing mine, we use this. So we just use one. Let's maintain. Let's 7 decimal places that we maintained so far for our everything out in 2 decimal places. So let's come here and then I'll select a card and then I'll change this to the average delivery time. Average delivery time. I'll write this in full. Okay, so average delivery time in full, and this one this. Okay, I think it makes sense. So now let's bring in the table visual that we used. So let's bring in the table visual, and what we have in that table is simply the shipping mode, the icon, the average delivery time, and average satisfaction score. So we need to calculate the DAX of the icon. So I'm going to come to my table view, and under shipping mode, I'm going to write a new column, calculated column, and here I'm going to use a switch as well. And I'm going to call these icons, and I'm going to be equal to, and I will do switch. Okay, and I'm going to say full, comma, and where my shipping mode is equal to jet. When my shipping mode is equal to jet, I want this. So Windows full stop, and then I'm going to do for where we have jets. I think I used this. Okay. I don't know why it's changing here. Same thing. Maybe just copy this and bring it down here. I'm going to have my comma here. That's why showing the red line. And then boss, we have boss. And it is boss. I want to change it to Windows this, and I want to use I think this one, or this one is boss, this one is this. Let's do this. And I'll do this command with enter for lorry. I want to also check Windows full stop. For lorry, I think this will be top we do. Bring down with you, and then the last one I'm going to paste this, and I'm going to call this motorbike, and I'm going to look for that motorbike here. Then this is bicycle. I think this is it. It's motorcycle. Okay, these are the perfect depiction of what we need. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to enter, and we have them here. So yeah, boss, and that is done. So in this table, I want to have first things first. I want to have the shipping mode in this table visual. I want to have the icon followed by the average delivery and then the average delivery time. Okay. Oh, sorry, satisfaction score. So let's do this. I'm bring this here. Okay. So let's try to balance it here. And drag this here. And from here, let me do this. So the value, I think I want to change shipping mode icon. Let me change it from average delivery just to time. I'll do time in days. Okay. Then this average satisfaction score. Let me see how I formatted this. I looked it in full. Okay. So average time. Oops. Let me adjust it to average time. Okay. So I'm going to format it, and the value should be for this should be around 20. The value for this should be around 20. Okay, let's see if 20 doesn't work. If it's too big, okay, it works. I want to switch off the total. I don't want that value. So what I'll do is I'll come here and make some adjustment here. Make some adjustment here. Okay, and then make some adjustments here. Okay, so I think this is okay now. Okay, so this is good. This header, I want to increase it to maybe just be 11. Okay, 11 makes sense. So let's do this. Let me come to cell element, and what I want to work on is this average satisfaction score. I want to switch on the data bar, and I want to change the color. Since I don't have any negative, I'll just work with this alone. So let me look at my stock again, my color palette. I'm going to be using this one, AA B7. So I'll just do this, more color, and then I'll do AA B7, and then okay, and then I have it like this. Okay, I think this makes sense now. This heading, let's see if we can change the color. I don't want to have any other thing here. I think we are okay like this. For this place we are okay. So let me see what I can do to this again. Okay, grid lines. Yeah, let me press it. I think we are okay. Let's see. Presets, I think it's okay that way too. And background, let me take out the background. And horizontal, okay, this color, let me change it to something around this. Okay, so now we have this. So this is okay now, this is beautiful. So we are done with our four. We're done with our four stuff. So let's move to the next one, which this one I'll be faster. So what I want to do is I want to create a parameter. I want to create a feed parameter and use it here for this. Okay, I want to create a feed parameter for my for this my value, such that if I want to see completed, if I want to see in progress, I'll see them. Why I didn't use them for this, because all of these are self-explanatory. But for each of these, if I want to see track record by those that have been completed, that have not been completed, I can do all of that here. And if you notice something here again, I use J one letter instead of the actual name, short name, or all of that. Okay, so we'll get to that. So the first thing I want to do is create a parameter that I'll use for here, and then do this with the DAX. So I'll come to parameter, I'll come to my model view, and I want to create a parameter, and I'll call this parameter, I want to use a feed parameter, not numeric, and the parameter I want to use is my completed shipment, and shipment in progress. So these are the two parameters I want to use. If I come down here, you would have seen my parameter created somewhere down here, and I have my parameter value here. So if I click on this, you will see the formula that did all of that. Okay, name of completed, ship, this and that, and all of that. So that makes sense. So I have it here, which I will format later. But let's just leave it in this slider for now. Or let's use a type slider and just bring it open. We'll do all the formatting later, and or better still, let me come here and let me rename this. This is the string. Let me say completed, and let me say in progress. So I have that changed. Okay, so I can come to my table view, right? I want to do something, and in my table view, what I want to do is I want to come to my date table, and I'm going to add one column, just a new column, and I'm going to call this I'm going to call it month letter, and I'm going to write a quick stuff here, and it's going to I just use normal switch. That's just tricky, it's not something serious. So I just do switch, and I will call this, and what I want is where date month is equal to 1. Instead of that, let me just do this. Let me do the expression date month, date, and then let me look for the month. Okay, yeah, comma, where it is equal to 1, then call it J, comma, when it's equal to 2, comma, call it F, which is February. When it's equal to 3, call it March. When it's equal to 4, okay, there's no comma here. When it's equal to 4, call it April. When it's equal to 5, call it April, that's May. When it's equal to 6, call it June, comma, when it is 7, it should be July. When it is 8, it should be August. When it's equal to 9, it should be September. When it's equal to 10, it should be October. When it's equal to 11, it should be November. And when it's equal to 12, it should be December. So now, but one thing you notice is that we have J how many times? 1, 2, 3. So this will count just one J. We take all the J as one, so there's nothing differentiating them. We have two months that are May and March, starting with and then we have two that are starting with May. So if I do enter here, now what you're going to see is we're going to see just 7 values. Now 7 values, right? I'm going to see plus 7 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8. So we have just one A. So which of them? Now what we're going to do is there's a long process to this, but then no, let's do this. For this first M, let's leave it like this. For this one, I want to add a space. So it's a different string. Space is a character in your DAX, right? Even in your SQL. So I'm going to add space. For the first J, I'll leave it that way. The second one, I'm going to add space. This third one, I'm going to add 2 spaces. And then for this A, I'm going to add 1 space. And I think I've done for this, and this should give us 12 now. So let's do it again and let's see. So a little bit of trick here and there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so what I will do is I will come here. I think it's sorted because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is done. So let's go back to our visual and let's introduce this chart. And this chart, I'm going to be using my parameter as what I want to use. I'm going to be using my parameter and my month letter. Okay, so okay. So you may be wondering why we're having two like this, right? Now the thing is we've not formatted our parameter. Okay, we've not formatted our parameter. So I think we should format the parameter first and see how we go from there. So let's format our parameter first. The reason why you're having this is because the two are selected. That's the in progress and completed. Both are selected in this parameter. So I'm going to format this parameter. First things first, I want to change this this from 3 to 2. So I'm going to come to the layout and I'm going to say just 2 rows and 2 columns. Okay. I don't want the title. You already made parameter, so I'm switching up the title and I'm just going to adjust the size a bit. Then I'll delete this placeholder we have here and I'm going to adjust the size a bit. Oh no, oops, that's not what I want to do. I want to work with my parameter. So I'm going to adjust this. Let's see if it fits in here. Let me do this. Okay. I feel like I need to reduce this. Okay, I need to reduce the width a little bit. Okay, so I'll select this one and I'll select this shape. No. Okay, so these three, select these three, and then I'm going to align vertically, distribute vertically. What did I select? Well, I selected something that I was not supposed to select. I selected something I was not supposed to select. Okay, yeah, I have something I was not supposed to select. Okay, so this, and this, just these three selected. Then I'm going to align them. I'll distribute them vertically. Okay, now this is correct. So let's come here. I don't want the background, so I'm going to take off the background. So I'm going to come to this callout value and change this to Shadow UI all the time. Shadow UI. I'm going to use I think I want to use Shadow UI. Hold on, please give me a sec. I'm trying to. Shadow UI. I think let's just do this. And default, let me leave it at 20. Okay, and I want that the center. And at default, the text color should be this. Let me make it bold. The text color should be black on the at default, and I don't want to take background for any of it. But then let's come back to this. Then this is value. Let's come to the button as well. Let's come to this button. Let's look at the button. At default, the border, I want to have this color as my border, and the fill I want to leave it as white at default. When it's selected, I don't want black. I want this color in the fill and the border. Just for it to be the same thing, I can use white for the border and fill this color. So we have this. Just that, okay? So we have this. So when you over it like this, what do you have? What color? I maintain the same. So when we over it, I still want this color. I want this color, but I will reduce this to 90%. Okay, or maybe 80%. Okay, better this way. So this is what you have. I will still remove this background. I think I want to remove the background. I can just leave it to create like structure. So I can leave the background that way. So if I press this, it changes and this becomes this. Maybe add an accent bar or not, or just leave it like this. I think it's better this way. So if I come back, there's one thing I also need to add to there's something I need to add to the slider setting. I want to have this first selection so that one single stuff is selected at once. Now you can see that we've made all the necessary changes for this. If I click on selected, we have changed, right? So now this is not formatted alphabetically. It's not formatted well. Starting from OAJJ to October. How do I do this? So let's come back to this date and maybe sort this by month number by month, and let's go back to our video and see if it has been corrected. So if you have why is it not working? So let me do this. October, August, September, why is formatted that way? Okay, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So yeah, we have this done. So we can just adjust this. The title, we just drag this up a bit. I'm just going to leave the title and let's quickly format this. Okay, I think this is okay. I'm going to leave the title. I'm going to call it monthly trend completed. Since we have for both completed, I don't start writing some dark shade. I will change the title, but then let's leave it this way. I'm going to call it what name should we call first monthly trend? We're going to the monthly trend, but I want the monthly trend to be let me see what I used here. Let me just adopt this name. I'm just going to call this monthly shipments by months, a trend analysis. Okay, so I'm just going to say shipments by months, a trend analysis. Change the text to Shogo UI and increase this to 20. Make it black. Make it bold. Okay, now better. And let's look at the columns. Let's say I want the color to change to this, and then I want to look at the separation here, and I want to increase this to 40%. And I want to data label, and let's see what we have in data label. Let me now to this to see what I have in my data label. My data label is something like this. For completed, let me come here. Let me do this again. Let me increase the value. Let me come to my axis. I want to take this off. So my x-axis, I want to take the title off. I already made my month, and for the x-axis value, I want to change it to maybe 15. So change this to black. And then for my y-axis, I want to switch off the value as well as the title. So I have this, and this is for completed shipments. This is for shipment that are still in progress. Let's see. So let's come back to the column. Let's come back to the data label and see we have this. Where's the data label? Let me close this. I don't want to send bar. Oh, I'm not selected. Okay, all series, data label, all series. Okay. Horizontal. Okay, so auto. Let's do that auto. And here I want to display units in progress, field in progress. Okay, I have this. Let me change this to black. And I'm not making it bold, maybe 15. Okay, so let me do for completed. And let me see what I have here. For completed and data label, I will just leave it in auto or maybe 1000 and do this. Okay, I think this works. This works perfectly. Perfecto. So we are done with this. This is actually not hard. So let's see the change. Okay. All right, so this is done. So for this, I want to do the same thing. I'll just copy and paste and bring it down here. But instead of year now, instead of month, I'll just use the year. Instead of month, I'll just use the year. think it makes sense now. We can remove background from here. I'm not sure. Let me see. Let me see background. Okay. Let me remove the background. Here, do the same thing. I'll remove the background. And I want to change this month to year. Okay, and I have the year, and then I'm going to call this shipments across years. Okay, so let's start part 2. Okay, for this yearly shipments, I don't even know what I used here, so we're not exactly shipment by year. Okay, it's still good. So I think we are good to go for these two. I think we are good to go for these two. So what I would have here is I'll bring in this, and I'm going to, of course, I'm going to do the parameter as well. The parameter value by the shipment. So shipments by customer type. Okay, so let's see what we have here. No, don't do that. Come to value parameter to the value. So I'm going to, first things first, I want to the title. I'm going to write something. So I'm going to write something, the title, and I'm going to work on this, just copy and change the stuff all and for all. So I'm going to call this shipments by completed shipment by type, customer type, and completed shipment by shipment type. So let me call this completed shipment by customer type. I think that's it. Shadow UI, maintain 20, like we did here, make it bold, change the color to black. Okay, so we are done with the title. The legend, I want to have the legend bound to change the position to bottom. So bottom center, and I want to change the value to 15. Let's try 15. Yeah, but I don't want the title, I just want this, change it to black, and maybe even increase it a little bit to 18. Okay, this is done. Now the data label, let's see, okay, where they are. What option did we choose? We just went with the percentage, right? Okay, I just pick percentage and percentage. So I'm going to include this to 15. Total label to 15. Shadow UI, I just want the percentage of total, and the slides. Now let's come to the slides, and business, I want to have this color. For this one, I want to have this color, and for this one, I want to have, let's say, this color. Nope. Let me see our stuff. So let's use let's use this one. Let's use this one. D4D for this color. So I'm gonna say yeah. So I think it's better this way. And then for this one, maybe use what that we go for. Maybe use the other one and say B7. And yeah, I think we are good. So for this, I think I want to make the data label also bold. Okay, let me see how many minutes you spent on this particular video, on this particular part of the video. Yeah, we are close to 1 hour. So finish this straight up now. Try to finish everything on this page 1 before we enter page 2. There's a lot of things we still need to add to this page 1 that I feel like we still need to talk about. So I just copy and paste this. I copy and paste this, and then make it down. And then I'll just change this from customer type to shipment type, and just change the color again. I've done all the necessary formatting. I'll just change the slider color, slice this color rather. make this one, maybe give this one this color, and give this one this color, and then this one this color. Yeah, so we are done with this, which was fast. And then I want to have this. I want to have this. Bring this down here, and first I'm still going to bring in my parameter, and I'm going to adjust this. I think I'll not remove background for this one. I'll still remove it. Sure. Let me do this. Let me select both, and then come here and say background. I don't want background. So for this, I don't want background as well. I have my parameter in my y-axis. I want to bring in my carrier. The name. Nope. And this. I want this in this, and I want this here. Looks like this. Nope. What is happening? Yeah, then it comes to this. Let me do shipment type, but not shipment type, carrier name. Carrier name by this. It should be here. Okay. So the type 2, shipment by carrier name, simple, doing this and doing this. Simple, that's all. But type 2, first I want to move around. Type 2, I want to say shipment, not completed now because we have the both shipment by carrier name and Shego UI. 20, make it bold, change the color to black, actual black, and the axis. This one, this axis, the y-axis, I want to increase this to 15. I don't want type 2. For the x-axis, I want to switch off the value as well as the type 2. And for the bar, I want to change the color to this, and I want to increase this to 40. And I want to introduce the data label, and I want to make it 15 as well. Let's see if that works. The value to be 15, and make it bold. Shego UI. Make the color black as well. I'll just leave it. Now let's leave it the way it was before. So Ctrl Z. Hi. So yeah, this is what we've been able to successfully do. So this, I think this is not pronounced enough. Let's go back to the y-axis. Maybe increase this a little bit. Okay, so I think it's better now. So this is what we have here. Yeah, I think it's better. Oh, great. So we are done with this, and let me just quickly format everything that I need to do in this page one. Let's do the page one, everything that we need to do in page one here. So I'm going to have two sliders. I'm going to have two sliders here, and I walk you through that. I'm going to put the name. I'm going to put other things that you think you might see, and then copy this one and take it to the next. So I have the name as logistics. Maybe finish that up later. So yeah, so this place here, if you notice here, you would see that we have some stuff, some tooltips here, or a tooltip that gives us a breakdown of what we have here. We have the information button and this and this. Okay, so we don't have that. We still have month, and here we have this as well that shows the breakdown of what we have here. And we can close it, and page navigation might come later, or we can have it now. Shipment analysis, logistic analysis report, shipment insights, and all of this. We can do all of this now. So let's do it. But let's start with this. Okay. So I'm going to bring in a button and insert. I'm going to insert a button, and this time around, this button is what I want, information. Okay. Someone there. Let me bring it up. Let me bring it. Let me drag it to the clip. Let me bring it here. So I'll have to do this. Do this. And do this. Okay. So I want to reduce this to a reasonable size and down to bring this here. Okay, so let's it here. Within this space, I want to bring this here. And but if I come here, I cannot this here now. I can if I do action, I cannot use if I do tooltip and start tooltip here. Let's even try to write something. Let's do this and do this. If I come to this button, I'm going to see all of that. But what I want to do is I want to write a tooltip, and I want this tooltip to be something around page tooltip, right? I don't just want this one. So what I would do is I would come back here, just logic. I would create another DAX. Let me put it under, let me just say, I'll create another DAX. Just somehow play around it. And I'll call this, let me just call this, I'll say for tooltip. Create this DAX for tooltip. It's a very simple thing I want to do, just something tricky. So I'm going to call, I'm just going to write one blank stuff. So let me show you. It's simple as that. So I'm just going to come here and write new measure, and I'm going to call this blank. I'm going to call this blank, and it's going to be equal to this. So this is all I'm writing. Remember that space is a character, so I just need to put it inside the string, and I'll do this. Then I'll bring in my card visual. I want a card visual now. I want a card visual now. So I'll bring in my card visual, and then I'll bring in this my blank. This is my blank. That's what I've written. This is my blank. That's what I've written. Nothing. So I'm just going to. There's nothing I'm formatting. I'll just adjust it. If I want to see this call out, I'll just switch it off. This label, I don't want it. I'll just do this. Bring it here. Adjust this. Just this a bit. Okay, so I'll remove background. I don't want background. Okay, so now this gives me the opportunity. This card now gives me the opportunity to do all I want to do. So this card selected now, I can format it when I come here. To this property. When I come to this property, I have tooltip. If I open this tooltip, I can select tooltip by report page. Okay, I can select tooltip by report page. So I'll just click the first page, and I would reduce this to around 200 by maybe 200 by, let's see which one would be better. 200 by let's do, okay, let's do 200 by 300 first. Page setting, let me customize it. Now if I can do a tooltip, I can use tooltip, but this seems big, so let me just customize it, and let me do 200 by 300. Okay, so I have this here. Let me bring in a text box, and I have this message here where I have tooltip 1. You just a description of what we have there. So let me copy this and bring it here. You can have an explanation of what you want right there. So let me do this. Let me do this as well. And oh, why is this like this? Make it looking like this. I don't know why this is doing this. Let's adjust this. There's just so much to do here. Let me adjust this. I think this makes sense. Then I feel like there's so many things that are not alright here. Okay, completed this. Okay, so let me see. I don't know why this is this, but I can reduce the size. The font size is 10, so it makes sense. Font size is 10. Let's see. Let me put that space here so you can see everything. Yeah, I think this is okay. This is better. Just I don't understand what is happening here with this. The breakdown of LED deliveries indicates I don't know why that break is there. Let me increase the width by 320. Let me increase the background width by 320 and see. Okay, so let's see this. Let me do this. Okay, this looks better. Don't want too much space. 320 is okay. So let me do the background. Let's leave the background at 175. 175. I think it's okay. So I'm just going to call this 2 tip 1. 2 tip 1. Done. Let me see how many minutes we spend on this. Wow, this is about 1 hour 14 minutes. Okay, we can still go. Let's go all out for this, and I'll do this. Let's come here. Let me show you. So here now, for this button, for this card that we have, I'm going to switch on this 2 tip, and I'm going to do report page, and I'm going to select 2 tip 1. Okay, and that works. So let's see what we are seeing. So if I do this, and I come here and I over this place, you see this beautiful. Gives us more insight on what we have done. Okay, so let me quickly select this and group it and call it 2 tip 1. Call it KPI kit and just call it info 1. I'll just copy and paste to the other places. So let me just do this. Let me just click this, copy and paste, and then drag it. So I can just just take it to the 3 other places and do their okay, so let me see. Let me copy it. Let me drop it here. Also, I'm going to change all of that as we proceed. I'm going to try to change all of that. Let's see. Not just this and see inside the clips. I think it's better now. I'll copy and paste it and then drag it to this end. Link it here as well. Then copy and paste it. Copy and paste. And then take it here. And then quickly just rename all of them. So this is 2 tip 1. This is info 4. Yeah, this is 3. It's 3 and this is 2. So I'll select everything. Select everything. Select everything. Select this. Select this. Select everything, and I think I'll just come here and align to the top. That is done. Now let's do the other 2 pages. So we'll do, or better still, let me delete this. Delete. Let me just duplicate this and call this 2 tip 2. Call this 2 tip 2. And then duplicate this and call this 2 tip 3. Tip 3, and then I'll duplicate this and call this 2 tip 4. So I'll just copy the messages from where I have them and then I'll follow them here. So very quickly, let's come back here and do for 2 tip 2. This is what we'll be writing there. Copy this. Some of them we may have to adjust, right? So this is it. I'll highlight everything and paste the format. So I think we have the same issue again. I don't know why this is breaking, but maybe divide copied it, I don't know. Okay, now this is okay. I don't know the faster way to do this, so I wasn't anticipating such. So basically, you see that it is explaining what we already have in each of the KPI. I just wanted to explain each of the KPI. So now that we have this, I think I want to see. I don't want people to have to go up and down. So let me just come to the KPI and let me just come to the Canva, and this size I want to Canva setting. The size I want to increase this to 200 at the height by 220. And I think it makes sense. Oh, still doing this. 220. And do this. Okay. I want to be sure that this is not. I don't want to include the Canva again. Okay, so I have this. I think this is okay. I think it's okay. It's okay like this. Maybe you can reduce. This is on the side of this 180. Maybe do this one to be 190, 190, and this is 261. I can hide them. I can actually hide them. Let me see. So take 3. Let's come back here and copy 3, and I'll copy 4 as well. Yeah, so 3 from here, shipment value, have this, and we're going this up here and this. Okay. Balancing this and this. Delivery. Profitability. Let me see if I can include a bit of this to maybe let's see what we can do here to just make it okay. Let me do 200. Yes, let's do 200 for the size. It doesn't cover what I want it to cover. Let me change the width to maybe 340, and then let me adjust this. I think this is perfect. And for 264, I'll place this and place this here. So I'm going to do this and do this. Bit more. Mode. This. Okay. I don't know why this is like this, but let me just do this very quickly and be sure we are done with page. So yeah, I think this would be, let's change this to maybe the Canva setting to maybe 220 or 200 by 340 that we had there, and then let's adjust this. And then adjust this. It still doesn't do. Okay. So now I'll do this. Let's see, we still have this. Paste this to 220 or 250, 250, and in this. Not capturing everything. Oh, like this. 260. Let's do this. Doesn't. I'll just increase the width to 350. See if it captured it. It still doesn't want to capture it. So let's see if this will work. Okay, better now. So everything is on this page. So we don't have to. I wish I can justify this. This is 57. This is 66. And I believe it's at 80. 375. Okay, so we are good to go. All right, so we are good to go for this. Let me also do this. Edit, and let's go back to our first page. Let's go back to our first page, our overview page, and see what we have to do. So I would come here for this two. I'm going to select the button. The card viewer now this time around. I'm going to select the card. I'm going to come here, and the tooltip I want is tooltip 2, which will display the ship in progress. Yeah, and then for this, I want to do for the card as well. I'm going to pick tooltip property tooltip 3, and we have that too. For this, which is the fourth one, I'll select the card again. The property, I'm going to pick tooltip 4, and we have all our tooltips done. So we are done with this page. So we have all this information. You can see them. You can focus on all of that, and I think you can leave this for the later, towards the end of the project. You can leave this for the finishing part of the project. And the bookmark we had here, this is a bookmark. This is a bookmark. Actually, a bookmark to get this. Okay, so we'll do that at the end of the project. So we'll end this video here for now, and next we're going to go to page 2 and see how far we can go in the next video. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for watching. Now, if you have still not subscribed, please, this is a call for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also put on your notification put on the notification button, so that when the next video comes, you'll be among the first set of persons to get it. Okay, see you in the next video. Thank you.